Hi, Leo. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your Law of Attraction Tarot and Oracle card readings for October 2024. These readings are for all Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We are going to have both a money and a love reading. We'll start off with money today. There is a Law of Attraction message linked in the description box if you're interested in that. So let us begin with a couple of oracle cards here. Reassess. Okay, reassess. You're being asked to take stock of your life and let go of anything or anyone that no longer makes you happy. Notice who and what bring you joy and who and what don't. It's time for some life cleanup. And I feel like, too, somebody's hanging on to something because of guilt. Even if it's something like an animal. Now, I've never rehomed an animal, but I've seen people do it who really realized they did not know the commitment. They did not understand it. And I don't judge them for finding a good home. If that's you and you're saying I'm never home and I did not understand, you cannot do that with a dog. Okay, because they need people if they don't have another dog especially. So I feel like somebody here has some guilt associated with something, being afraid to reassess or even ask for help. Don't be shy either if it's something like that. And getting some expert eyes on it, somebody who can help you and tell you what they think would be the most beneficial if it is about letting go of something. Even if it's financial, again, somebody who has more wisdom and experience with money that can say, these interest rates, this is not going to work, that sort of thing. Pay attention. You're being asked to pay extra close attention to the signs you're being given, both the subtle ones and the ones that cannot be missed. These signs will help you see how to best move forward in order to live your best life. So even if it you pinged when I started talking about having a sense of guilt about something financially, and that is connected. I mean, when you're talking about, a situation where you do have to invest some money, it's all connected. All right. Or even too, I was getting if you offered to help somebody out with a recurring bill and you're finding that you need to be done with that. I just feel like I get this sense of something that's not working for you. You have the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the Empress. So I do feel like if you've been, and Judgment here is in the advice. You have the Empress and the outcome though. So I definitely feel like you're going to be moving ahead with money matters. So pay attention with this too, because I feel like you have some little pitfalls along the way that you've been having to navigate problematic issues with money, whether it is interest rates or it's about, getting rid of some services or getting different services where you're finding like, why am I paying a $200 internet and cable bill every month? Like, I know there's more efficient ways to do this, cost-effective ways. So I feel like too, this is about reassessing. If you have to keep fending things off in your life, if it's repairs and you're saying, I need to do something else here because the repairs are such a hassle and it's costing me just as much as something new. Now, if it's something to do with a job or even something that you've put a deposit down on, I feel like somebody here, you have a person that's a Seven of Swords that's in your midst right now, somebody who has dropped the ball. The Seven of Swords can be intentionally dishonest, but it also, I heard, can be greasy. It can also be somebody who is very disorganized and unprepared. So they may lie to cover up their own incompetence. I wouldn't rule that out. But I get it more in the sense of somebody who's dropping the ball, like you're getting put off on things. If it's something too with a job, I would be keeping it close to the vest. If you're going to leave and change jobs, you're going to try to do something on your own. I feel like there's somebody in your midst that would not keep that private. They would share it with others. And I don't know that it's necessarily like, hey, they're out to get you. I just don't trust them. Okay, let's leave it at that, because I don't want you to go into the break room at work and say, hey, this tarot reader doesn't trust you. But not that you would, but really, I feel like it's more incompetence than anything else. So follow up. If you have a deposit on something, get receipts, get everything in writing. Now, ultimately, you're coming into luxury and abundance. How's that? It's great, isn't it? But the energy of the Empress too. This is where you can make things happen. This is a time to take action. I also feel like too, if you're starting a new business or you are interviewing, people are going to want to snatch you up on the spot with the energy of the Empress. She's the kind of warm energy when you encounter this, and when people encounter you, they're going to want more of it. They'll make room for you on their team. Now, if you're replacing something, I feel like you have a solution coming in. If you have a situation that has been a bit of a money drain, you have a solution coming in that's going to make things right as rain, I heard. With the energy of judgment and the advice, here you go. Whatever's been holding back, you are going to get information to find balance and to be in a place where you're going to feel free. If something's been burdening you financially, I do feel like you have freedom coming in, but it's about taking action ultimately with the Empress. She's the path to the heart. Okay, interesting. No, it's not time to move on. So it doesn't mean not ever, though. There may be some additional, especially with that Seven of Swords in the current position, some additional research, some additional double checking, that sort of thing. If you're trying to move or you're trying to do something in terms of changing a job, I just feel like they're saying, make sure you double check some things before you just go taking that leap of faith. Now, let's see what the tarot can tell you and the oracle about love. Now we're switching to love. Twin flames, yin and yang, and balance, unity and duality, complement, polar opposites. Interesting. So you have somebody here, okay, that is your other half, your other match. And you have the card of paradise, happiness and joy, playfulness, enjoying each other, honeymoon phase. Now, what's sort of interesting about this with this beautiful beach, I keep seeing somebody on a trail, like you walk through a trail and you come out to the most beautiful, tranquil, serene setting. So if you're hiking with someone that you have a particular interest in, or you're already in a relationship, you're headed for a nice time ahead, it appears. The High Priestess, the Ten of Swords, that's in the current position. The Chariot, whew, that was a close call. And the World is in the advice. Time to let go of something, okay? That's what they're trying to say here. This High Priestess energy is about you being in flow. It is prima materia. Matter comes from the mind. So even if you manifested a breakup, look, I've done it before. I didn't see it coming either, but then when I looked back at my own thinking, I was not in this relationship anymore. I did not want it, even though I thought I did. And this was some years ago, but with the High Priestess energy, connect spiritually. This is a card that helps you get in flow. You have 3 major arcana out of 4 cards. That is significant in terms of making a turning point. So if you've been single for a while and you've been wanting reconciliation, I feel like somebody here, it's about making a clean break with that Ten of Swords. Really saying what is done is done. And also, too, allowing yourself, entertaining yourself to look, maybe just briefly, I always say we look at the past, just don't stare, to what you didn't like. Be okay with that and say, that wasn't good enough for me, because it wasn't good enough for you or it wouldn't be here. And I feel like, too, whoever this one, I keep hearing they were a little bee. Okay, you know what I mean? B-I-T-C-H, they were a little bee, they keep saying it. I feel like they just are saying, like, it's time to really make a clean break. Now, if you got into something that was in the developing stages and you had butterflies and it ended, I still feel like they're saying, for whatever reason, that may have been just an indication to know that you're attractive to people, that people are looking at you and their head is on a swivel. They're looking back. But even if it ended, it could be this person was not mature enough. It just wasn't there. You have law of attraction energy. Now, if you're planning a move or travel with this may be a timing card. Like you do that, you go travel, if you're making a move too, or some kind of a change that way, This is very positive in terms of meeting the right person. But I do feel like it's a timing card. Once you finish that, that's when the timing is. So if you're traveling in October, November, it may not be till December. Be okay with that though. The universe always has perfect timing. And sometimes too, when you're going out of town and you've just met someone, it does kind of throw things off. I've had that. I mean, it can be, you can do a lot of different ways with that, but I still feel like this is a timing card. It's somebody who's going to want to move forward with you, and they're looking at you and you only. This is somebody doesn't have a wandering eye. They're serious, they're committed, and they're not afraid. And so with the energy of the world, I feel like they're saying don't lower your standards because the one is here. You have a portal into the divine here, and it's a very balanced energy. So some of the descriptions in the oracle card, to me this is more complementary than opposites attract. I do feel like it's somebody who likes to get out and see the world though, and I feel like you're both going to see the world through new eyes together. So you got a love story showing up here, Leo. You have Cancer, Leo, Taurus here, by the way. Pisces, I mentioned Cancer. All right. Allow this moment to occur. So if you are wrapping up some loose ends or have something else going on in your life with a move or money, I feel like they're saying do it to it. And then here's where the punchline comes in, okay? You take care of business and there they are. So good things are on the way for you, Leo. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.